Good day, everybody. Meteorologist Mark Molnar here. As always, I want to thank you for joining me for this edition of Weather Eastern. We have so much to talk about. It seems like we're dealing with this severe weather headache, this nightmare, week after week. And guess what? This time it's a bit further north from the northern central plains southward towards the deep south. Over the next couple days, we'll break it all down for you, see which areas could see the greatest risk of tornadoes, damaging wind, large hail. And many of you have had questions. What is showing up on the models? Particularly one model in particular that's really starting to show some sort of East Coast development that could promote wet snow inland northeast. All right, take a look. April 12th, Tuesday. The big tornado, blizzard, and fire day. Let me explain the system here. A 980 millibar low will be bombing here over the northern plains. We'll be dealing with a blizzard on the backside. We'll be dealing with a big tornado threat here, especially in the fuchsia color from western and central Iowa, southward to Kansas, northwestern Missouri, southeastern Nebraska, down to north central Texas. I think we could be seeing some big threats here of EF2 to EF5 tornadoes. So definitely you're going to want to watch every warning that comes out. Watch and warning tomorrow tornado-wise. Definitely watch out. Big threat here. And then behind it, on the backside here, that we have that dry line moving in, dew points crashing into the teens and 20s, wind gusts over 60 miles per hour. We have a big fire threat here in the western plains. Let's get into it. All right, so here we have it. Tuesday, this is going to be the big day across the central states and parts of the south. Look at this. From Iowa all the way down to Texas. I would not be surprised if it goes into moderate here in parts of Iowa, because as I show you in the next frame here, watch this tornado threat. This is pretty big here, 10% in the yellow, and then where it's hatched, look at that. That is a tremendous tornado threat here into parts of Iowa. This is where things really get cranking later Tuesday into Tuesday night here across Iowa. It's definitely nothing to mess around with. Hail is going to be a big component, 30% all the way down from Texas, all the way up to Iowa. So watch out for those massive chunks of hail. And look at that, 30% chance of damaging straight line winds. You got a massive 15% chance from the Gulf Coast all the way up to southern Minnesota. But look at that. There it is, western Iowa. You are going to be in the worst zone for this system. And as we head into, say, here we go. As we head east into Thursday, take a look at this. Yeah, so starting off here with the Euro, let's take a look. We'll just briefly show this as we head off into the day Tuesday. There's that low pressure here into Colorado, 983 millibar. Watch this system blast here, just explode. And then we have that initial shot here over northeastern Iowa. This isn't doing it total justice, but we're going to have explosive development. You can see up and down the eastern part of this boundary here on the Euro. And look at how that really starts to fill in there in the central portion of the upper plains here, Iowa, parts of eastern Kansas, and then you get into southeastern Nebraska, and then down here into the deep south as well. Take a look at that explosive development continuing throughout the early morning hours of Wednesday. We have that squall line there, so we could continue to have a nocturnal tornado threat here into Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. And that threat shifts there to the south. You can see explosive development here on the Euro. Massive blizzard continuing up here in the Dakotas. I'll show you those snowfall totals momentarily. But take a look at this massive squall line continuing along the Mississippi Valley. And look at that, continuing east. So we continue to have a threat of severe weather. We could have, if I back that up just a few frames, we could have a narrow threat of severe weather here later Wednesday and Wednesday night into parts of the Northeast too. And as you can see, by Thursday, that pushes into the east. And we're still dealing with snowfall up here in the Dakotas. Look at that. All right, significant tornado parameter as we head during the day on Tuesday across the southern plains. Here we go. This is why I mean any storm that could form in Oklahoma or Texas. Look at this, 2.4, 2.6, 3.8, right, or 4.0 right around Wichita, Kansas. I will be going further north with this into Iowa. Not confident any storms will really start to crank down here just yet on early Tuesday afternoon. But look at some of these tornado values. Significant tornado parameter in excess of 4.5, 4.9. This is insane. So any storm that forms on the east end of this dry line has the really, look at that, 6.3, 5.7, 6.1. That is crazy. So yeah, anything that could form, any storm that will form on the east end of this dry line on Tuesday afternoon, evening, and into early Wednesday morning, has the potential here to rotate even northeast Texas, parts of southwestern part of Arkansas here. Take a look at that. And as we continue to head into Wednesday, the tornado threat continues here across Texas, Arkansas, over towards eastern Oklahoma. Take a look at that. So we head throughout, and that spreads east here on Wednesday afternoon. Take a look at that. Arkansas, we have values of 4.2 here, so the tornado threat is shifting in from Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi here. So watch out for that as we head into Wednesday night, Thursday morning. So let's get up into the mid-central part of the plains here. This is where we get into Tuesday. Look at these tornado values, 5.1, 5.3 here in south central Iowa. Eastern Nebraska, 4.0, 4.3. This is this is why I mean up here in parts of western central Iowa, we're going to be dealing with the tornado threat all the way up into parts of Iowa with this system. And you see how that spreads east for your Wednesday towards the Mississippi River Valley. All right, I just wanted to show you how sharp the line is here. We're looking at this dry line. Here's the dew points here. So as we head throughout Tuesday, look at that. We start to see, look at this, dew points back here into the 20s. Western Texas Panhandle up to Kansas into Nebraska. Now look at these dew points soaring here into the 60s. Watch as we head throughout the day on Tuesday evening. We're getting up into the upper 60s here. Look at this. Literally, you can see where the dry line is. East of this dry line is where we're going to see significant tornado threat here, and that surges to the north. Look at this, into Iowa. Look at this. This is like tremendous here. We go from a dew point of 20 to 66, literally within like a 40-mile period here. 18 to 67. This is pretty intense here. This is going to promote some explosive thunderstorm development and potential tornado risk here as we head into Tuesday night, Wednesday. Look at that. That is really a sharp line here. And when you see those kind of sharp lines here on the dew points, that's where you get the problems. I just wanted to note as well, on the back side of this, we're going to see tremendous amount of winds. So where this dry air is, take a look at the wind speeds here. We're going to get fire damage, fire risk that's going to be extreme here. Look at, as we get here into especially Kansas and Nebraska, we're going to get wind gusts over 60 miles per hour. So with these dew points falling into the teens and 20s, the fire risk goes straight up here into parts of the Western Plains. All right, taking a look at the rapid refresh model here. There's that system on Tuesday. You see 984 millibar low, all that blizzard condition there in the northern area. But this is what we're interested in, the severe weather. Look how that starts to really blast into parts of Iowa. It explodes here in eastern Nebraska, parts of eastern Kansas, and then we get this squall line forming down into parts of the deep south. But look at that. We will zoom right in. Let's go regionally into the Midwest. So let's form this. Take a look. There's the explosive development starting. This is late afternoon, this is early evening here. So take a look at how things start to really take shape here. It shows it more linear, but there is a pretty good risk of some supercell thunderstorms as well. And that gets cranking there as it heads to the east. All right, take a look at a rapid refresh model here later Tuesday across the central and southern plains. Here you start to see some development here. They're just having a little bit of a hard time. There's that southern end of that big explosive line developing. And then we'll have to watch. Any storm that forms in this area could cause tremendous problems. So I don't think the model's quite doing all this justice. You see it really starts to form linearly here on Wednesday morning, right around sunrise. If we take a look at the NAM 3 kilometer here, this really starts to show things pretty decent here. So let's get into later Tuesday here. Take a look at that. We have some residual forming there on the northeast side as the warm front pushes it. But look at this. There's the 981 millibar low. Look how this starts to get explosive development there in eastern Nebraska. Look at that. Yeah, this is what I was talking about here. Things are really going to start to blossom here late afternoon, early evening, and look at that. This is where we could see some major big-time tornado developments here, and these will go nocturnal into Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning. So watch out for this line and any supercells that form out ahead of this line, because we could be looking at problems now. The model's really having a hard time exploding any development of supercell or linear type storms down here in Oklahoma or Texas. As I said before, anything that has a chance to form and blast through the cap, so to speak, could develop tornadic conditions. So watch out for that. Any tornado watches or warnings that go into effect, you're going to want to watch those for late Tuesday night into early Wednesday. And there you start to see development there Wednesday morning. So things really start to get cranking here Wednesday morning across the southern plains just west here of the Mississippi River. Look at that. Look at that linear line there in parts of Missouri right around noon hour. There we go. And the NAM 3 kilometer, this is late Tuesday. There we go. We start to have some hint that something will develop here across north central Texas. And then we really start to get explosive development. There's the southern end of that squall line. And we start to see something trying to form here. This is Wednesday morning right around sunrise, northeast Texas. So we'll have to watch the timing on this, see how things really start to fill in across the southern portion of this line during the day on Wednesday. There's noon on Wednesday. And let's show you the Cape as we head throughout Tuesday here. Yeah, most of it's stuck down here in Texas. We're not going to see major outbreaks down and through here, but take a look at this as we head throughout the day. Wow, look at that. Tuesday afternoon, we really get it up into parts of Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri. So any of the storms that could form down here in parts of Texas, Oklahoma, all the way up here, watch it blossom northward here towards Iowa. Look at that. That's an excess of 3,700 there in central Kansas. This is some pretty intense stuff here, and we'll take a look at the tornado parameters here as well. So this is heading into early Wednesday morning. Look at this. So we still have enough here, 1,000. That's enough to support strong to severe thunderstorms. And we could be having some problems down here into parts of the southern plains. Look at that. We don't start to... That's still really healthy Cape there. And look at that. That continues to stream northward as we head Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. And we could have some problems down here in parts of the deep south as well. Let's take a look at the blizzard conditions on the backside of this low pressure system. What kind of snowfall totals are we going to be looking at here? Take a look at that. The Rockies anywhere from 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 inches. And then look at that. We get into North Dakota here. Let's zoom in on that, shall we? North Central Plains, look at this pile up here. You could be looking at all-out blizzard conditions. Look at that. Bismarck on northward. We're going to be seeing 26 inches there into central part of North Dakota, here into south central Canada, and even here into the northern part of Minnesota, we could be getting a foot to a foot and a half. So this is some tremendous snow up here. All right, there's something I wanted to show you on the NAM 3 kilometer here. This is for later Wednesday. We have that chance of some thunderstorms. Some of them could be strong, some of these isolated cells here into parts of Ohio, western Pennsylvania, western New York. Watch this as I put this into motion. There it is. We could see some of these. It's not going to be a widespread outbreak, but we could have some of these stronger cells actually go severe. Now, albeit it will be isolated severe, but there it is. Look at that. Wednesday, this is late afternoon hours, getting into early evening, right around Binghamton, Syracuse, Buffalo, and parts of southern Ohio. You want to watch out for this. Look at these clusters. Any one of these storms, there's a warm front in here, so you know what the saying, never trust a warm front. There's some cells forming there across central Pennsylvania, right around sunset. Look at that. That gets to be a healthy line right around the Susquehanna River Valley. We could be dealing with some damaging wind, large hail here. This is right around midnight, Wednesday night, heading into early Thursday morning. Look at that. Binghamton down to Wilkes-Barre, Scranton. Look at that. That's quite a decent line of thunderstorms. We'll have to see if this verifies, but that's along a warm front as it pushes to the east here, and then we'll have to deal with the cold front later Thursday. And I wanted to show you the convective available potential energy. Take a look at this. We'll see the potential really increase Wednesday afternoon. There at western New York, we're getting an excess of 700. Then we blow over 1,000 here. Look at that, 1,300 there in western New York, down through Harrisburg, 1,300. So yeah, we have an opportunity here for some stronger thunderstorms later Wednesday into Wednesday night, as that system progresses, that warm front towards midnight there Thursday night. We could be dealing with enough Cape here, 600 to 700, even in excess of 1,000 there just south of Harrisburg to promote some stronger thunderstorms. All right, so something I wanted to show you, on, particularly on the Euro. It is kind of hinting on some of the other models, but as I told you at the beginning of the segment, many of you had questions about what's going on right around April 18th or 20th. So let's actually take a look here on the Euro. So you still have this trough going on. So this goes through Easter weekend here. Unfortunately, you're going to be dealing with below average temperatures. The area upper level low, and you can see, yeah, it looks like you might be dealing with some severe thunderstorms Easter day here across parts of the southeast. But look at this back here. What's going on here? So we have this low pressure ejecting out of the Mississippi and then eventually the Ohio River Valley here. We have this trough forming on the back end of this low pressure system. So keep in mind, this is a week out, so things could really change between now and then. But look at this. Look what's going on here. Low pressure right around North Carolina, so it skips the secondary low weekends here in southeastern Ohio. And then we have a primary low really start to crank here across North Carolina. Now, look what's happening to the north. We have a very strong high to the north, and we have some really, really below average temperatures that are just in place here. So you're already getting some snowfall here across the upper Midwest, but look what's happening here in northwestern Pennsylvania. This is a bit concerning. Now, this time of year, it really is hard to get snowfall accumulation, so take this with a grain of salt, but look at this pattern. Low pressure rides up right along the coast here. This is Tuesday, April 19th, as we're entering the real early morning hours. Look at this low pressure system. So you have a secondary low behind it here as it fades out, and then you got the primary low taking over along the coast. This is more of a pattern indicative of winter, and look what's happening here. This is something we'll have to definitely watch because look at, you have low pressure stuck back here across the Midwest, and you have low pressure here along the southeast coast, and look at this heavy precipitation here. Not to say this will all be snow, but look how heavy some of this could be. And as you get some of these heavier bands, it could actually promote temperatures in localized areas to fall at or below freezing, which you could, especially it happens late night, early morning, it could get some accumulations. Look at this. Low pressure hugging the coast here. And this is just something we're going to have to look at this trough. This is like negatively tilted here. Now, it's not showing the low blowing up into a massive bomb, but the fact that we have enough cold air here to support even high elevation snow here. Look at this. We're really stuck. And I'll show you on the upper level pattern map too what's going on with this trough. We're definitely stuck with it for a while. This is the end of the model run here, Thursday, April 21st. But look at that. That's some pretty intense stuff there. All right, so taking a look at the upper air pattern. Here is that system here in the east. So we have this big ridge, but look at that. There's that massive trough behind it. That's why we're getting such a massive blizzard up here in the northern plains and Rocky Mountains. Now watch this as we put this into motion as we head towards the weekend. Yeah, you knew it was coming for the Northeast. Look at that. Easter weekend. We're dealing with a massive trough, below average temperatures, clouds, rainfall mixed with wet snow. That is all there. Now watch this. As we head throughout the following week, we get a bigger trough. Much, much, much bigger to replace it. As we head into Tuesday and Wednesday, April 19th, April 20th. That is that system that I talked along the East Coast that could really get cranking, and could that mean interior snowfall? Well, we'll have to wait and see here. It's a little bit far out here on the model, but the pattern setup is there. And Derek Rentschler, Lebanon County, Pennsylvania. Rainbow after an April rain shower on Saturday, April 9th. Take a look at this. It's nice to capture after a rain shower. A nice, beautiful rainbow there as a reward. See the dark clouds off in the distance, and then you got this nice rainbow right ahead of it here. So nice capture there, Derek. And here we go. Back on Saturday, April 9th. Robert says his daughter, Jewel, up in the Lake Erie region, looking towards Buffalo, New York here, snapped this nice photo. Nice capture there. Take a look at the nice blue sky, and then you got all of these clouds. Back here, this looks towards, if you can see, there's Buffalo. You got all these windmills, and there is Lake Erie, so nice capture there. Look at that. And as we take a look at his travels as he's heading towards Texas, out on the open road, you can see some overcast skies there ahead as he's traversing across these highways. And take a look at that as he's progressing across the plain states, the flatlands. They're looking pretty overcast there, almost kind of stormy. Off in the distance. Nice captures there, Robert. All right, as we take a look at Tuesday here for the Northeast, take a look at this. So, yeah, we basically have ourselves a cold front that's moving to the east here, so it's not going to feel like much of a cold front here. We're going to have temperatures rising to near 70, places like Binghamton, State College, even these 60s back in parts of the lakes here. That's not too bad. And 76 in New York City, 72 in Harrisburg, 70 in Boston. Get out there and enjoy. Thursday, warm front pushing in from the southwest here. Yeah, we have that chance of a strong shower or thunderstorm. Wouldn't be surprised if this spreads east here, as I showed you on the models, especially after 8 p.m., 9 p.m., heading on into Wednesday night. So watch out for some strong cells here, western New York, western Pennsylvania, into parts of Ohio as we head during the day Wednesday. But as I said, that could spread east Wednesday night here into parts of the Susquehanna River Valley. Temperatures getting well into the 70s here. Take a look at that Thursday, pushing that warm front further east. Cold front moving in. So yeah, from noon to about 4 or 5 p.m. here. We'll have to watch out here in the yellow from I-81, particularly Susquehanna River Valley on eastward to the coastline here, New York City, Atlantic City, D.C. We might be looking at some strong to severe thunderstorms, damaging wind. The main threat out of these storms, maybe some large hail as well, but the big threat will be damaging straight line winds. We'll also have to watch out for the possibility of some isolated areas of flash flooding. We've had a lot of rain in this area in the recent weeks here. And then Friday, yep, you knew it was coming. So we'll have temperatures falling throughout the day. We'll have early highs in the 60s here. Look at that, 50s kicking in behind it. Maybe some upper level cold air creating some instability. We have some showers forming. We don't go out as far as the weekend, but you know things will be on the decline. All right, here we go. Tuesday across the southeast. Take a look at this. Strong to severe thunderstorms. Big time storms here across northeast Texas. Heading on into parts of Arkansas, down and through Louisiana. We got a major outbreak here forming for your Tuesday, so watch out for that, especially north of Houston here and Dallas. Yeah, you're really getting in on the epicenter here, and take a look at this. We'll spread the storms here into parts of Mississippi as well as we head throughout Tuesday, and here we go into Wednesday. We spread this area east. Would not be surprised if some of this fills in with moderate. Definitely a large area of enhanced risk here, even into parts of Alabama, northwestern Georgia here, all the way down to the Gulf Coast regions. New Orleans, wouldn't be surprised if you get into on the enhanced here. Damaging wind, large hail, isolated tornadoes. Definitely a big bet as we head into Wednesday here. Temperatures, dew points will be on the increase. There's that front to the west as it finally starts to move through Dallas, Texas, pushing to the east, and there we go. I think we got a pretty good chance of seeing some strong to severe thunderstorms. Northern part of Florida here, southeastern part of Georgia, and eastern Carolinas up into eastern Virginia and Delmarva here. So we push this cold front to the east. We bring in some much cooler air behind it. Take a look at that Friday high pressure building in. Still a chance, 10 to 20% chance of a stray shower or thunderstorm, but none of these will be severe by this point. Got a warm front pushing in out of the Gulf of Mexico here. Temperatures falling down into the 70s, but we're still looking above average for this time of year. And here we go, extended outlook, hometown viewers, Binghamton to Scranton's upper Susquehanna region of upstate New York and northeast Pennsylvania. Tuesday, yep, we start off there with some morning showers. We'll quickly warm it up to 68, though, as we clear things off later in the day. Wednesday, we have that chance of late day strong thunderstorms, particularly towards sunset onward. So most of the day Wednesday, you'll make out with a pretty good day up to 74. And look at that, another 74-degree day on Thursday. We have the chance of some strong thunderstorms right around noon, and then that threat pushes to the east. So your threat is earlier, and then we'll clear things out, hopefully, and maybe have some rain showers behind it. But look at that, Friday, sunny skies. It will be a little bit windy, 64 degrees. And then Saturday, 62 with some scattered showers. So not too bad after a cold start. As always, I want to thank you for joining me for this edition of Weather Eastern. Don't forget to give my Facebook pages some love, Media Mark, also Weather Northeastern, also for the hurricane season, Hurricane Northeastern. Visit me on Twitter at Weather Eastern, and don't forget to visit me at MediaMark.com and WeatherNortheastern.com. As always, thank you for joining me. Question or comment down below, smash the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell button if you haven't already, and share the video with all your friends and family.